Do you remember the exact moment you found out that Steve Dymond had taken his life after going on your show?
I was in the office, yeah.
How was it communicated to you?
It was told, just awful.
Someone came in and told you?
Yeah, just terrible. Terrible.
How did that hit you?
Massively, because, I can't imagine being in a position like that where there's no way out. And for him, that was his reality. And for then his family, that was an awful thing to deal with. So your first thoughts are absolutely about that guy. That's it. And for me, yeah, it was, I could see entirely very quickly what was going to happen.
He was accused, I think, of cheating. He denied it, but the lie detector said he did it. But then we don't know how accurate the lie. So we don't actually know the truth around that, do we?
We always said about the lie detector. We've said that in every instance that we've talked about. It was a very calm, honest part, and took him backstage. Tried to do my bit. I think you can get to a point, can't you, where you can go, "Oh God, was that me? Was that not me?" We went through 6 years and various people getting involved, and the coroner quite rightly cleared me and the Jeremy Kyle show, and Steve Dymond obviously had problems, and of course then the people will say, well, should he have come on? And we will tell everybody that's out there that it was turned down to come on, and went back to his GP and rang the show 50 times, and the GP wrote a letter and all that. So of course I get what people would think, some people, but the show did everything the show should do, really did. And it was horrible. It was really unfortunate, and for many people, for him, for his family. And then it took too long. Everybody got involved. 6 years, couldn't say a word. Wanted to say a word while all the stuff was written and printed and whatever, and that was hard.
I suppose this isn't necessarily you, because it's the producers and things, but I think was it saying it was like 97% accurate, the lie detectors? But then some people say, no, those lie detectors are sort of 60% accurate.
Don't start me on that.
Go on, I don't know. I have no idea what,
There was a well-known MP who was running media and culture. Is it Damien Collins?
Why not?
Who made a really big thing at the public inquiry, or the select committee. I was too ill. I was very ill and I couldn't go. About how they were 60% effective. This was a man who, if you look on public record, voted for a bill Theresa May put through years before, saying that they would use lie detectors on sex offenders and terrorists when they come out of prison. And in that information, it says that they're 95 and 97% effective. Listen, I get that. People will go, oh, why did they use those things? But they did for 15 years, right? The man came out and said, I've lied all my life. I'm not here to talk about what happened. It's a really sad way to end that, and it's a really sad way for that guy's life to end and for his family to have to deal with what they dealt with. And I can't do anything about that. I can only be honest about how it was at the time and what I believe were how it was done, and how it was done as to the best of its ability by some amazing people who worked on the show, really, pal.
How dark did things get for you afterwards?
I think everybody knows it, but then again, I said to you when I came in here, nobody wants to know about the television presenter. No, my wife, I wouldn't get out of bed for 3 months. She dragged me to the doctors. It's pretty shit. But then nobody wants to know. That's fine, I get that. It comes with the territory. Last thing I want is anybody to go, and I was honest about that to somebody, and they all wrote in the papers, he's screaming for sympathy. No, he's not at all, not any sympathy at all. I knew what I was doing, I'm sure. In hindsight, I think, you don't see that. It was a maelstrom of shit. And many people would say, watching this, and you got it, and you deserved it, because you're awful.
I think you'll be surprised.
And other people will go, hold on a minute, it was a television show.
Yeah.
It was a television show. I mean, the old adage is, I wonder what would have happened if it hadn't been called The Jeremy Kyle Show, if it was just called Confessions.
That's interesting. It was all on you, isn't it, really? And that's why I made the point about this as production as well. It's a big team of people.
It was all on me.
And it was a show we all watched.
It was a show that everybody watched, and it was all on me. And it was, we had people, some extraordinary things happened. But I think what doesn't get said is that when you go through that stuff, as I said to you at the beginning, you do become stronger. And I
do you feel strong now?
I feel stronger as a broadcaster. I patently was not that good. But more than anything, the Piers and I share in common is not even fearlessness. but I've got a great phrase, and they look at me sometimes like I've landed from Mars because I'm the old git, right? Because of the society we live in, and I think politicians are the same, but this is for every single presenter in my mind, they're so scared of losing their jobs. They forget to do their job sometimes.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that to be disrespectful, but if you've been to a point where actually nobody wants to talk to you, which is fine, I'll go and do deck chairs on the beach, it's fine, I get that. And then a man you gave a job to 25 years ago saves you. Denny Morris, talk, amazing, legend, right? 6 months, work, just come, I can't. If you do that, when you go back, what's the worst thing that can happen? The beauty about talk for me is I can actually say what I think. That doesn't mean Piss and I have lost the understanding of what's right and wrong in terms of I know what you can and can't say, probably more than anybody, right? But it's all right to say. I don't think that's right. I don't think that that's acceptable. I don't think they should be called grooming gangs. They're rape gangs. I, as a father, am allowed to say, I don't care where you come from, if a child of 8 is raped, that is abhorrent and you do not deserve your liberty. Is that absolutely? I don't think it's right that we have almost a fear of criminals and a police that seems very different to when I was a kid, right? I don't think that's wrong to say that. If people go, he's becoming a bit opinionated, tough.
You said before that you don't think you're a very good broadcaster.
No.
You can't believe that, Jeremy.
But I never did. I mean, just like the Labour Party, isn't it? None of them did real jobs. They all went to think tanks and then arrived in the House of Commons with nil experience. I worked till I was 40. I got a radio job by default, and then nearly got fired from that for putting the birth of a live cow on air, £87. Well, I didn't know how to work the equipment. It was BRMB, and it was Bristol. It was GWR in Bristol.
Right.
And they said, do the overnight show. And I went, I'm a salesman. I don't want to do that. What are you talking about? They went, we'll pay you 70 quid. I said, I don't want to do that. Anyway, so I arrived. It was 1 till 4 a.m. And it was in the bowels by the river, by the canal, the studios at the bottom of the bit where the green is.
Yeah, and there's just a cow giving birth.
No. So the bloke before me, who I won't name, sort of said, he sort of briefly explained, because there was nobody there, and then buggered off. And about an hour in, all I'd worked out was how to put a call through and to play a song. And I pulled the first song out. That was anyway. This couple phoned never forget it, from a cow field or shed in Hungerford, and I decided to put the birth on air, and they called it Jezza. It was £87, and they called me in on Monday. The boss, he went, my office now. And I walked through the office. They all looked at me like I'd landed from Mars, and he said, it's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I went, right, well, I don't know. That was it. So I never thought about broadcasting. I never trained. I never did hospital radio. The day I got the television show, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was taken to a secret location up north with a whole series of other people to do an audition. It was the middle of the night. It was Norwich, which is scary enough in the middle of the night. And I went, they said things like, there's the stage, and there's the audience, and in the middle is no man's land. And you think I'm joking. I'm going, oh, Christ, I'm going to be blown up if I stand. How am I supposed to stand? And then I went on the roof for a cigarette because I was quite stressed. And a man said to me, you're Jeremy Kyle, aren't you? I went, apparently. He said, what's the dream? And I went, just to get through today. Turned out to be the boss of ITV. And then when I went down, afterwards they said, that was very empathetic, the way you sat on the step. Why was that? I said, because I couldn't hear what anybody was saying when I was stood in the audience, because I'm slightly deaf. So I couldn't, their mouth were, I went, right.
Oh, you used to sit on the step a lot,
because I couldn't hear what anybody was saying if I stood in the audience.
But it was a bit,
but I just goes to me, that's so empathetic, that's so impressive that you've done that to get in. No, I can't hear what anybody's saying. I'd be going, what? That's true.
But you still would have been, you were sort of calm enough maybe on stage to
But I never thought about it, Andrew. I'll be completely honest. I never thought, today we've got to just did it.
91% watching Heretics clips are not subscribed. Quick favour, hit subscribe. Free, takes 2 seconds, and helps us question everything together.